Diane Ravitch. So nice to see you again.
Well, hello, Madeline Hunter. It's great to see you.
Diane, I picked up your latest book, The Death and Life of the Great American School System. I was really surprised to hear your turnabout on some of the key issues you've always supported, like the accountability and No Child Left Behind and school choice.
I just had an eye-opening experience when I realized the expectations of 100% proficiency in math and reading by 2014 were unattainable. But more than that, those unattainable expectations were based wholly on test scores, and the future of teachers, students, and schools rest on those. Did you know that those tests vary from state to state?
I didn't know that before I read your book, but how do they vary?
Each state was able to select its own test and set proficiency levels. Now that's inconsistent. The National Assessment of Educational Progress scores have revealed the weakness of this approach over time, and some of those test scores are outrageously low.
You've always been about consistency.
And that's right. I supported Edie Hirsch's core knowledge curriculum in the beginning. Students are not well served if they aren't exposed to the most important facts and concepts of our time.
Which are, what about multiculturalism?
Well, look, as I wrote back in 1992 in A Culture in Common, American history and literature should explain who the American people are and where they came from. How can American students, all of them, be fully educated if they have no concept of our collective roots?
Well, but that's the past. I'm more concerned about the future. Our schools need to be preparing students for their lives as citizens and working people, and they will be ill-equipped if they don't have the basic skills. That's why I developed the Madeline Hunter method.
They'll be ill-equipped if they don't have higher-order thinking skills. I know it's all about breaking things down for you into little steps, right?
Yes, mastery through process. Teachers need to consider what they want their outcome to be, then design a step-by-step process using the best cognitive research we have to get students there.
Hi there, could I offer you another glass of Merlot?
Oh, I'd love one.
I think I've had plenty, thank you.
All right, I'll be right back with that.
The steps after identifying the outcome are: number 2, identifying requisite background skills and knowledge. 3, designing the learning behavior or activity. 4, conducting formative assessments. And 5, including what I call artistic use of research and intuition to make students' satisfying achievement more probable.
Wow, Madeline, that's a mouthful.
I just mean that teaching is an art, but it is based on science, as are all arts. Using that science separates the competent from the incompetent teacher.
I agree that teachers need to be competent and informed. In fact, they need to be experts in their academic subject areas.
But that's not enough. They also need to be able to guide students. Without guidance, practice, and feedback, praise, prompt, and leaf, how can we know if they're ready for independent practice? On a larger scale, isn't this the same kind of guidance we need to give students all through school so they can be independent in the world?
But you're assuming that the curriculum should be guided only by skills that students need when they become adults. The training of worker bees. What about the arts? What about ideas that they may never have come across except in the traditional disciplines that were taught in school? Well-rounded, truly educated individuals aren't simply cogs in a factory that's putting out workers for the economy.
But isn't that what we are doing in a simplistic sense? We are helping to develop individuals who are going to become adults in society. It's great if they know about languages, but only if that's going to be useful to them. I'd like to paraphrase Gagne. Students are learning processes such as the scientific process, not mere facts and information pertaining to science.
That's where I stand too. However, I think knowledge has value for its own sake. Students should be learning about how to be scientists by engaging in the scientific process, that's for sure. Evaluation of their learning rests on how well they can apply the process.
Well, then I think we can agree that in some sense, A behaviorist model is a good one for imparting core information.
And I can agree with you that behaving in the way a professional scientist or mathematician or historian behaves is an important part of mastering a discipline.
There you are. Would you like me to bring the bill out?
That would be wonderful. I think we're about done.
Yep, thanks. I have an idea. Let's start a school together. One that meshes my pedagogical approach with your content approach.
That's an idea. Our curriculum could blend traditional scholar academic material with behaviorist classroom principles.
I know you're against charter schools now. Could we just make it a private school?
Let's see what the future brings. Some of the biggest threats to good charter schools are unions and privatization. I think we could avoid those problems by setting up the school to make sure we have good instructors.
All using the Madeline Hunter method, of course, and they'll do really well on tests because they'll be instructed in the most important disciplines, ones that will help create excellent citizens.
What should we call our new school?
Well, I really like naming things after myself, like the Madeline Hunter method, or my articles called Madeline Hunter in the Classroom and What's Wrong with Madeline Hunter.
No, I think we could come up with an acronym to rival KIP. What about Direct Instruction in Traditional American Education? What would that reduce to as an acronym?
DITAE. Dite? Sounds like a little like ditto. Well, we'll be using a lot of dittos to help kids learn.
I think it sounds like data. As in, our data is better than yours.
Well, we can work on it. I've got to run. I have another Madeline Hunter article due tomorrow. It's been great. Let's work this out some more soon, Diane.
Yep, thanks a lot. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay.